Hello, I'm Rihanna, owner of Bereiki, and I'm going to show you today how to do a Reiki treatment for a friend or a client. The first thing you'll want to do is seal space, which you'll see in another video, and strengthen your own light. And once you've prepared the room and yourself, you're ready to work on somebody. So you have your somebody here. This is Jess, my model for today. And what you want to do is you want to start with the 3 pillars of Reiki. And those are Gasho, Reiki-ho, and Cheerio. And Gasho simply means 2 hands coming together. And so here you put the palms of your hands together, focusing on the space in between your palms or your index finger. And if you know the long distance symbol, you can connect with your Reiki that way by saying the long distance symbol's name 3 times. This is also where I do my prayer of intention for the client, and I invite my guides of the highest Christed consciousness energies and her guides to work together for perfect healing of the mind, body, and spirit. So you go from Gasho up to Reiki-ho, which is the 2nd pillar of Reiki, and you can put your thumbs into your 3rd eye, like so, or like this is fine. And this means indication of the spirit. And this is where you simply say, I command my ego and personality to step aside. I ask to be intuitively guided throughout the Reiki session. When you feel that your ego and personality has stepped aside, you are ready to begin the 3rd pillar of Reiki, which is Cheerio, and that simply means treatment. I typically go and do these at the end of the table. And then often I start a session with beaming the client. So I'll stand here, or if I'm guided, I'll stand here. Now, when you first start out, it's good to have like a template of hand positions, although like when you see clients regularly, every session is going to look a little bit different because where they need the Reiki is going to be different than the client before. So developing that biosense scan and knowing where the accumulation takes time, and you just get to sort of have a feel for it. But for the purpose of today, I'm going to walk you through a treatment from the crown down to the feet, and that starts with a beam. And you know, I hold these for as long as feels good, or until I feel the energy running smoothly. And depending on the client, you might be at one area appreciably longer than others. And you can even walk around and do the other side. Typically, I start at the eyes. And so I would come up here and place my palms gently. You want to think like feathers, just super light touch. There's absolutely no pressure. And gently put your hands over her eyes. Hold that position. And then sometimes I even go in here into the eye, right on these points, and I just put the tips of my fingers like so, and bring my hands down with my thumbs under the 3rd eye. And then I move up to the crown, and my hands are coming together like this, just to the crown, lightly touching her head. And then I go to the back of the head, and I hold that space. And then I go to the back of the skull here, which this is the mouth of God chakra, and over the 3rd eye. There's 2 ways you can hold your hands, right over her forehead like so, or like this, depending on what feels good to you. And then you're going to want to do the ears, the jaw, and then over the throat. And so far I've hit up the crown, the 3rd eye, and the throat chakra. And here is where I sometimes notice a lot of variety kind of coming in. Some clients really need the Reiki right behind the shoulder blades here because we carry a lot of tension and worry there. And then you can gently do the tops of the shoulders, or what's really nice, is when you go behind the shoulder and then hold the front on each side. And if you do one side, you should do the other just for balancing that yin and yang energy. and then the heart. And often a practice I get into is connecting with the client's high heart or soul seat or ascended heart. It's called a couple of different things. And so it's right between the throat and the actual heart chakra, located by the thymus gland, and it's a beautiful turquoise color. And I just ask for the high heart to open up. Once I've treated the top area, I want to move, and I also want to give a word on posture. It is really integral that you are not out of alignment when you're giving Reiki. So you need to stand with your feet even, knees slightly bent, straight, so the energy is moving through you and that you're comfortable. I know when I first started, this was really tiring after a while. So if you get tired, grab a chair. You're not doing a service if you're like sore. So we're standing good, we're connected with our breath, and we're going to go over the solar plexus chakra. And then 2 hands right on her tummy. Now here there's a lot of variety. You can go over here to her left, which is her liver. And on the opposite, you have your pancreas and spleen, but I'm just intending that it's going to all those organs there. So I'm holding the top part of the rib cage. And then you can do the middle. And then you can go lower by the sacral, which is below the belly button. And also you have the whole digestive tract, so you may notice some things in here, and holding these spaces. Also above the body, clearing the aura is important. You may notice like just a feeling, like a magnetic pull or a tingling, and then you just sort of adjust your hands to the height that feels right. You can do down the arms, so just the top of the arms and then the top of the wrist. And then often I grab the hip bone and the knee bone. And then the top of the thigh and the leg. And underneath the knee, because there's chakras beneath the knee as well, and on top. And then I would do the same for the other side. And then don't forget our arm. And then the feet, there's, lots of different ways to do the feet. You should do the ankles. And then you can do the heels. You can do 1 foot at a time or 2 feet, depending on what the client really needs. So you can do the bottoms, and then the tops, or sometimes like this. And often I close sessions by sending Reiki to the entire etheric field. And then going back over, making sure the aura is perfectly cleared. I often do this with selenite wands as well. And at the end, I always give 3-fold thanks. I thank the source of Reiki, I thank the client, and I thank myself. And thank you.